we said, what fight? And he's like, UFC. And we were like, you what? And he's like, Ultimate Fighting. And we were like, what's that? What are you talking about?
Oh, you have no idea what that was.
It's a pretty big deal here. And I was like, okay, interesting. We sound checked, and all these screens come down. The whole place fills with like 500 massive dudes, and like, I mean,
and their wives.
And the wives,
which
were possibly even more scary than they were pretty shouty,
rowdy
characters. And we had to take any gear that we actually cared about off the stage, because there was a lot of throwing of beers and stuff. Oh my god, like. And he was like, you just go on straight after the fight. And we were like, I think we might leave it 10 minutes. We walked on stage, and intimidating atmosphere. And I think the only thing Robert said the entire gig is he walked on, he was like, hi, we're a silent film from England. Please don't hurt us. And that was it. That was the entire show. We packed up on stage, walked the gear out, got out of there. It's like, I think we were out of Bakersfield by about 9 in the evening.
Wow.
It's a bit weird just waiting backstage, or even we were just hanging out in the bar, because it was quite a thing to see these two guys
going at it,
because we have boxing, but it's
different.
It's got a sense of Britishness about it. But this was literally, this guy had a bloody eye, and this other guy was trying to punch the eye, because it was like, if he kept punching the eye, the guy might give up. It's so brutal. And we were just basically waiting for one guy, either the Canadian guy or the American guy, to become concussed, so we could actually start our set of shared emotional experience, which was not something I'm planning on doing.
It was good times.
Well, there's a tweet that just came. Someone is listening to you guys. Can you say hi? Oh, it disappeared. To Susanna. She's listening in Portugal.
Ah.
Oh, my. Susanna.
I know who Susanna is. Hello, Susanna, in Portugal.
Hello.
I feel like...
That's pretty rad.
It's hard to give a message.
Incredible.
So, I'm trying to think of something now. Maybe just stay excellent. Stay doing what you're doing.
How about we're coming back to Portugal
very
soon.
We will also be obviously coming back to Portugal as soon as possible.
After the album is done, what's the process of releasing it? Do you have an American deal? Is it
to be TBA? Let's leave that one TBA. Stick a pin in it.
Okay, because
it's kind of just being finalized around now.
Okay.
How we're going to do it,
but it is the joy of doing things ourselves on our own terms. We know how the business runs to a certain degree. We don't need to bring all sorts of other people on board now. We want to do things our way.
We're sort of trying a slightly interesting way of doing things, and going to see if it works out. Sounds really cryptic, and it's honestly not that exciting.
You guys just want to do it yourself, and it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know how.
If it works for you.
Well, come on, let's not make any bones about it. No one's buying records anymore. So the record company used to make money off the records, and if the record company's not making money off the records, they try and take your money up touring. Yeah. And it's like, but that's where the band used to make the money. So if the band can't make the money off the records or the touring, what on earth are we supposed to do?
Carry on being poor.
I know, while other people are getting rich off our backs. Yeah, and I'm not greedy. I don't need a lot of money to live. But if someone else is taking more of the cut than we're getting at all, that's so ridiculous. Yeah. So we're going to fight the power.
Yeah, and a lot of bands, I think, are taking that approach.
Completely.
Do it yourself.
And there's so many different ways.
Yeah.
And like, from basic level up to the top,
So do you have your own record label?
In a way, yeah. I mean, we're kind of, it'll be, I don't even think it's got a name yet. But
oh. Why is
I think
Robert's joking?
He really upset himself with that little rant against the record labels. Yeah, it's kind of, we're just sorting out the details of how it's going to be structured now. But like, it'll probably end up with us having our own label.
Nice.
Doing it through that. I quite like. I always wanted a company called Minimal Animal when I was a kid, and then I thought we could bring out.
That didn't get a laugh at all, did it?
Well, that's because I haven't said the perfume yet. So then, under my corporation, like I'd have lots of different companies. One of them would be a perfume company, and Minimal Animal would release a perfume called Imminent Manila. So then the perfume would be Imminent Manila by Minimal Animal. And just if anyone can say that, I just thought that'd be cool. But
wow.
Anyway, it's not.
Maybe
we could call the record.
You got no protection. You just put it out
because
there.
I just gave away.
Oh no!
That was my one idea.
And now it's gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stay being a drummer. Yeah, turns comes out of the corporation might not happen. So I don't know. I would quite like to call the record label Minimal Animal, but I haven't really talked about that with anyone yet, so we'll see.
Robert, any thoughts?
Yeah.
You've always quite liked that name.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
What about the other two? Do they get a vote?
It depends. If they're going to vote with me or against me. If they're going to vote with me, then absolutely.
Very nice. So I had a question. Just, do you guys have any merch? I know last time I didn't think that you guys had T-shirts.
I don't think we did last time.
No, you just had a poster and the CD.
Yeah, we were already over for a few weeks, and we have.
Yeah, we're still doing our sort of testing the water out here, but now we're out here for touring. We make merch and stuff, so it's fun. Yeah, we got two shirts tonight.
T-shirts, CDs. Yeah, come on down, buy a T-shirt. It's cool. It's got a heart on it. It's nice.
Aww. Hearts are always good.
It's a pretty good heart. It's a good heart. It's probably the best heart you've ever seen. So it's worth coming to the show just to check out the T-shirt. Don't even watch the show. Just buy a T-shirt.
No, you have to watch the show.
No, you can watch the show.
All right. Well, when do you expect the album to be done, and when can we get our hands on it?
We're anticipating. Hopefully, it'll be out something like February, March, April. Yep. Like early next year.
Early next year.
So we'll have it finished up, and we'll be moving out of the desert in November.
And then going back home.
Just get it out there. Get it out. Throw it out.
Will it be on iTunes and?
It'll be It'll be a full
the normal outlets and stuff.
Yeah, all the normal outlets.
Although like they're not really selling records either anymore. Maybe we should just do. We could just be wacky. I don't know. We haven't really talked.
You can do what Radiohead did, but I don't know that you'd make any money that way because people, were asking, they asked how much you would be willing to pay, and people, I mean, I would pay $20 for it. That's just me. Some people.
They actually made a ton of money off that. They made more money doing it that way. People paid more than they would have done in the shop. The average that people paid was something like £10 rather than.
Well, you also got to remember that even if somebody paid what they thought the CD was worth, they'd have it in the shop, right? Yeah. But if they had bought it in the shop, you'd be paying off all the labels and everything, and all the production cost of the CD itself and the packaging, and the overheads of the shops that are selling it to you as well. So
we're getting really
even if somebody buys the Radiohead CD for £4 pounds, I don't know, $6, that whole amount's going to the band, which is more than it would have been had they sold it through the shops. So really smart move, but they did it first. They would have to think something else.
And speaking of other bands such as Radiohead, are there any particular bands that you have been influenced by that you, Robert? Tons? No, not particular.
Tons. Sheen.
Yeah,
tons. It's too hard to answer that question. We're inspired by every bit of music from rock and pop, modern culture is just the tip of the iceberg as well, because we grew up listening to. We were both in orchestra at school and stuff like that, and it all just seeps into you. But we're massive fans of everything.
Pretty diverse. Generally,
dubstep.
Yeah, actually,
you're being controversial.
I see what you're doing here, Zoe.
I don't know. I love music, and there's some stuff that I just cannot get into.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that into grime. I don't know.
Are those really like music genres? I know that sounds really dumb to say, but
I think they're they're sub-genres.
Stuff like dubstep covers so much. Yeah. It's more of a style of life and a dance thing, right? It's not like. Do people really just buy and collect dubstep records and listen to them on their own at home while lying in their bed and have some kind of emotional?
I think maybe if people do that, they're just people I'm not that interested.
So I would say
in hanging with. I think maybe those people exist.
I adore going out to clubs and getting all messed up and listening to dubstep. I would say that.
I think
I'm not going to go out there and say that dubstep's inspired me to make this next album.
I broke up with my girlfriend. I went home. I lay on my bed crying, listening to dubstep. That's really unlikely. Isn't it? I'm so upset.
Are there any contemporary bands that you guys are friends with and admirers of their work, and that you're kind of I know that there's in every city that where there's music, there's always like a little kind of conglomerate of little bands that hang out together.
Well, I mean, there's a great scene in Oxford. Fantastic musicians, really, really broad spectrum. But as far as meeting other bands outside Oxford, we haven't done the festival circuit yet because we're a very new band. And all this touring builds up our reputation. And we don't meet that many big bands because the tours are either us headlining or with one band going around America. So as soon as we start doing all the festivals, we'll meet a lot more people and make friends, buddy up, get inspired.
Yeah, I mean, the Oxford scene is good at the moment. Bands coming out of there. So we kind of...
Who do you know from Oxford, Zoe?
Do you know a band called Stornoway?
Yes, they were just here.
So Stornoway, we've known them for a long time. And
you actually friends?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And you know Foals?
Yes, yeah. I love Foals. If I could play them every time on my show, I would.
There's just too much silent film on there, so you can't.
Yeah, there is absolutely. There's just no room for them.
And who else is coming out later? There's a ton of bands.
There's a ton of bands. There's a solo songwriter called Richard Walters who's been out here recently. He had songs in America. He's wonderful.
Have you guys done South by? Did you guys come out for South by Southwest and CMJ and all that stuff?
Talking of which, Chad Valley and Jonquil as well.
Chad Valley, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They almost bought a van off us the other day.
There's another band called Trophy Wife that's in that scene as well.
Little Fish? Ever heard of Little Fish?
No, that's a new one.
Coming at you. They're doing their album now with Gaz from Supergrass.
That's probably pretty secret.
Sorry, it's out there to the world. Hello, world. I just gave you some info.
All right. Well, where do you see the band going in the next year, 2 years? I mean...
The moon.
The moon. Well, now that we've ended our space shuttle program.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. No, we'll finish the album and we'll release it. And the rest is...
Well, I want to go straight to album number 3 because because we had a hiccup on album number 1, getting to album number 2, it just took a while. Don't ever want to let that happen again, so we're going to move straight to album number 3 as soon as we can and keep the ball moving.
Maybe we'll be like Queen. We'll just never tour.
What? No, I love touring.
Oh, okay.
Robert likes touring.
It's only because we're touring that we're here chatting to Zoe.
I like touring. It's nice.
What your least favorite part, other than the rain?
I don't like the shared space. I gotta say that stresses me out. I'm a loner, and I get my energy from just kicking back and being on my own. So I have to run away a lot.
And so as a consequence of that, my least favorite part of tour is finding Robert.
Do you take off and just
He took off last night. We were in a bar. We looked around and everyone's like, "Oh, I haven't seen Robert in like an hour," and he'd just gone.
I was home hanging out with Humphrey Bogart's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's great. Just chilling.
So, yeah, this happens. It's good though. It's a tried and tested method.
Are you comfortable running away in strange places that you've never been?
Stranger the better. Who knows what could have happened?
Oh, Robert, you could get into serious trouble.
There are some places.
It's fine. I'll just charm my way out of it. Yeah. I can run really fast.
Certain areas of Memphis and
dodgy
and Detroit, and we won't let Robert wander off on his own in certain places, but most of the time we just check out the area. We're like, okay, we can let him out. Just can you stay in this 3 blocks? There's like a really nice.
You should put a GPS system on him.
Yeah, just track it. Yeah.
All right. Well, we are in the studio, Moheak Radio, chatting with the boys from A Silent Film, Spencer and Robert. They have a show tonight at the Bootleg. I do believe it is 21 and over, but tickets are still available. Come down. You will not be disappointed. They put on an amazing show. So, guys, thank you so very much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
And keeping your word. Last time, that we chatted. So next time we're in town, you'll come in. So, yes, men of your word. Thank you so very much. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And if you come down to the Bootleg, I will see you there. Moheak Radio. Moheak Radio.